Hola! So, my wife finally let me out of the house today, and we're going to put some traps in the ground. And... uh-oh. She's out here with me, though, so I can't do too much. But, so I'm walking around a little bit, looking for some signs. And I can't figure out how to turn my phone camera backwards, like while I'm recording, so I'm just going to try to... Can you see that? I don't know. Can you? But... video is going to be cut and clipped a lot. So, I'm going to try this again. I'm just going to stop it and then take another video of what I'm trying to show you. So... yeah, that's what we want to see. So, we're going to probably do a little set somewhere over here, right at the edge of the tall grass. But at the same time, I kind of don't want it out in the open. So when I figure out what I want to do, I'm probably going to start the video again and show you. Still walking this little roadway a little bit, and found a little bit of some cat sign. It's kind of hard to see, but there's not a real big cat. Definitely going to put a cat set over here. But I think I can tuck that one back into the trees a little bit and flag it. I'll show you what I mean by flag it, and he'll find it. And if he wants it, he'll take it. So I'm going to stop the video again and figure something else out.
This is how ridiculous we get to look today. I get to pick fun at you because you didn't tell me there was water right there.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, I don't know. We're trying to find a spot to put this fox trap right now. Because we've seen signs on the road, but we didn't want to put it too close to the road for somebody to mess around with it. And there's obviously been activity through here.
I like it because I can put the natural backing behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Or not natural. I can put a pretty heavy backing behind it, and it won't look so unnatural.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Foxes are kind of one of the ones that you've got to make it look as natural as possible, or they're not going to touch it. Now, cats, on the other hand...
That's coyotes. Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. But
cats, on the other hand, like the unnatural, odd-looking things, hence the cat toys hanging off the backpack.
Shut up. Fox like to come around the back and investigate from the backside. So, this is part of the reason we took that coyote off the road yesterday, which we ended up taking 2 off the side of the road. And we'll clean those up today, but they smell like coyotes, smell like dog, like wet dog. Like, you want to smell? Here.
No.
Can y'all smell it? Yeah.
That's
so,
gross.
I'm going to use that kind of a, I don't know. I just felt like it was important. So, I'm just going to sit that down right there. Okay, alright.
Okay, I'm going to pause this and we'll come back when we have it.
We can do some a little bit.
Do you want me to take a video while we're setting it, or?
You can a little bit, like.
Okay. I told him he needed to get the shovel.
Shut up, woman!
That's really loud.
Supposed to be loud.
Why are you doing this?
Making a little bait hole. Because I didn't get a shovel. I just wanted something to start with, so I have like a marker of where I'm doing things instead of just random.
I feel like that's the hard way of doing that.
What do you mean it's the hard way to do things?
What you just did, I feel like that's the hard way of doing that.
You got a better idea?
A shovel.
I'm gonna... to make this look like something like just come through here and just dug a big hole. All the roots. That's what this thing is for. To cut the roots. This is my fancy dancy. I'm too poor to go buy a hammer, so we use a 3-pound sledge head, a piece of square tubing, some stupid welds that are terrible, and then I cut part of a, I don't even remember what that come off of, but then I welded it on there. And then this, I'll show you in a second. That's some southern ingenuity right there. I'll show you. This ground is really soft.
I kind of feel bad for those guys up north that have to deal with the frozen ground while they're trapping.
They're big.
Thought you weren't supposed to touch it with your hands. That's what you told me.
Not supposed to. Well, some people say you're not supposed to. But then other people will take a pee on the set just to prove a point. Just be like, so you think seeing's a big issue? And then they just like, and then have a fox or a coyote the next morning. Let's try to get this root out. Get that. Probably made my trap bed a little further back. But now it looks like it's just a...
Where something was trying to dig.
Yeah. I'm gonna make a big old mess right here.
There's thorns here.
Leave some scent. So for this, I'm gonna go about the length of my hammer. It's about a foot. Nah, I don't like that. Yeah, we'll go a foot to the edge of my jaws. And I'm gonna cut out a little spot. I'm gonna kind of off-center it, offside it.
I need to get the other side of you because it's so light. You can see like throwing a shadow over it.
I'm kind of cut spot with the trap. I've never bedded these traps yet, so I don't know how they're gonna do. And I need a sifter. I don't have a sifter.
Christmas is coming up. You get a sifter for Christmas.
Alright, it's still yours out of the kitchen.
No. He likes to steal my appliances and my stuff out of the kitchen to
Give me a bridger.
do his stuff.
Okay.
Was that one of the new ones?
No, this is one we used for beaver last
I
year.
was gonna say, that's really rusty for being one of the new ones.
I need to dip them.
Get it
Dye them,
rusted.
something. No, to like protect them. Okay. So, in my homemade fancy expand pan. Need a flat screwdriver out of that bucket. Can you hear me? It's
This
in the
is his.
other side under those screens.
Oh,
No,
that's
that's
a. I see it. I see it. Really? Nice.
Shut up! It's the only flathead I can find. I want to tighten this pan tension up a little bit. That'll work. This is the one that's a pain in the butt. It's like all funky.
You're all funky.
Well, you made me. The reason I set it now, before I drive it in the ground, is because, oh, I don't like that. That'll work. This trap is so janky.
That's the first time I've ever heard you use that word.
Janky? So, I set it in the ground before I drove it. I mean, set it before I drove it in the ground. There's metal shavings in it. Because...
Ooh, that's not good.
No, it's not. I forgot to grind this one down. Because trying to set it, and then it'd be like, you know, if I set it now, then I got some room to play. Where's my driver go? My fancy dancy driver. It got used for a pocket hole driver. I gotta get all the dirt out of it. Because if I don't, it'll stick to the stake when I try to.
Where'd that flathead go?
I put it up because it's not what a flathead is used for.
Well, it'd be a lot easier than doing what you're trying to do.
How will it be a lot easier than doing what I'm trying to do? Are you still recording?
Yeah. So Dad was pointing it at the ground.
If I don't get the dirt out, it'll stick to my stake. And when I try to pull my driver back up, it'll pull my stake out. So, and then you take this doohickey right there and you just... Okay, we got it nice and loose. Like I said, I'm going to offset it. So got it really soft, probably. Get it. Oh! Okay, got it down there a little bit. Should have probably made some stakes a little longer because that's really soft. That's okay. Oh, I went too far, but it's okay.
I was going to say something, but I didn't know if I should.
It's okay. So, that's in the ground now. That's okay. Keep them tied up short. They won't have any room to really run. And that'll work. Okay, so, okay, my loop. That's okay. There's my loop. Okay, so that hook on my stakes, I should have probably showed him the stake before I drove it.
Probably.
We'll get it on the next one.
You're horrible at these videos.
Oh, we'll learn. Okay, I'm going to take
Thorns.
try to pack it down around my stake a little bit.
By the way, those little DeWalt hatchets like that are amazing.
Yeah. So, yeah. And most important part of this is bedding. I think I'm going to try something different. Because I was watching a video and they were saying set your traps like this. Because sometimes if they're just on the edge of those jaws and they set it off, it will throw their foot. So like if their foot is right here and it goes to close, it'll throw their foot and it'll get a toe catch or just a miss or something. So I'm gonna try it. I didn't have my bed wide enough. Try to make that solid. That's another thing I like about that thing. It made a pretty good size packer thing.
Well, that's not going to work.
What?
Both jaws are flipped to one side.
I'm going to set it around like that just to show you wrong. Okay, so still got a lot of wobble. I'm going to put something right there and try to... Some on the other side.
Did you grab do you need coffee filters, or is that what those screen things are for?
That's what the screens are for these. Coffee filters aren't big enough to cover these. And I didn't grab the coffee filters.
Oops.
Oops. I'll figure something out.
What'd you do?
Oh,
you big baby. You big baby.
This is always the tough part. I always have a hard time with bedding. But I'll get better.
There you go.
There we go. That jaw wiggles, but... Okay, so...
Give me one of those pen covers.
Yeah. Here, take this.
Just take it with you. Just keep it in your hand.
No. Well, yours is. These is part of I don't know if you can. There you can kind of see it. You can't really see it at all. Anyway, it's part of a screen that he puts underneath the jaws over the top of the pan to keep.
Under one side.
Under one side of the jaws to keep the dirt from getting packed up underneath the pan. Because if it gets packed up underneath there, it's not gonna, when they step on it, it's not gonna trip it.
You're good at this. Why don't you do these videos?
The only reason that I'm good at it is because I've watched you and I listened to you talk about it.
Are you still recording?
Yeah. Am I supposed to be?
I'm just asking. I'm trying to know if I need to be polite. Appropriate.
Okay, I was recording earlier when you were talking about people peeing on their sets. Polite and appropriate has slightly gone out the window already.
A big pan. Yeah. Somewhere there. Yeah, there it is. Okay. I just wanted to find it. I need a sifter. This is terrible. My stick. I don't want any rocks or sticks. People are going to watch this video and just like, this guy is an absolute idiot.
Whoa. Okay, so is the lure gonna go in that hole?
Yeah. We'll put Sweet and Sassy.
Sweet and Sassy? Which is a fox and coyote lure.
Mark my hole out a little bit.
Now the lures, we get those from Oki Trap and Cable. He makes a lot of the lures homemade. He's got some that he sells for other people, but he does homemade some of them. What do you want?
I need that backpack so I can get the Sweet and Sassy.
Okay. This guy does not have his stuff together today.
Oh, it's deep.
And the reason that you want to put
Dang, did you see that?
it...
I hope that trap doesn't come out.
The reason that he makes the holes to put the lure down in there instead of just kind of throwing it on top of the ground is because, like, fox and coyotes, they're like dogs and they like to roll and stuff. So if they smell that on top, they're going to want to roll in it. And if they haven't already set off the trap, all that rolling and flailing around is going to set it off, and then you're going to have a miss. So you stick it down in a hole so they kind of have to investigate and kind of dig it up. That stuff looks disgusting. Why would you smell that? Ew. Why would you smell that? You don't cover it up. You just leave it open, otherwise you're not going to be able to smell it. I'm going to laugh. He said this for a fox. I'm going to laugh if you got a coyote in it tomorrow.
Sweet and sassy will work either way. I don't care either way. I mean,
I know, but you haven't caught a fox yet, so I know you're excited about it. Last year we got a really late start to the season, and it was really kind of our first year. Here, yeah. He trapped before, like years before we got together. And it wasn't real. He didn't do a whole lot. But actually to run a trap line, this was pretty much the first year.
I should have probably made some backing too.
And what was I going to say? We caught a lot of beaver. Coons. Oh my lord, did we catch coons. We caught a bobcat. Caught an otter. Caught a skunk. Well, we didn't actually catch the skunk. It wasn't exactly in the trap.
Another one.
Oh, you did? Right now he's just trying to put it back on that so that he can't come in from the back side of the set and try to investigate where there's not a trap. So he's just trying to build the back of it up. Kind of trying to funnel him in towards that lure hole. Anyways, but we didn't really get a chance to try for too many coyotes and foxes. We just, I mean, we set sets for them, but we never really caught anything. I think we caught a crow in one of them.
Several crows.
Where they would go to like peck the pan, and it caught him around the head.
I'm just gonna put that there to keep him from
going off to the side.
Off the side. If he wants to check that out, he's either gonna he's got to step before it and just kind of. There we go. That's kind of. I'm still learning. There we go.
But you want to try your best to kind of funnel him in towards that hole.
So if he comes in, he's like. If he wants to really smell it, he's going to step here, probably left, and then some over here with his right. But with that big pan, he gets too close to it, and it's a done deal.
Alrighty, on to the next one.
So I kind of forgot that I was supposed to do a video, and so I went ahead and started. But so kind of see that white thingy that was on my backpack. Just dangling. That's what I mean by flag. For the cats, they're just like an overgrown house cat. So he's going to see that and he's going to wonder what it is. Can he have sex with it or can he eat it? So, and then he can see that from pretty good ways. So he's going to want to come investigate. So, and he gets up here and about right in here and realizes, no, he can't eat it. Obviously, he can have sex with it. And first thing he's going to do is like any other cat. Sorry, I'm out of breath. You're going to wonder, what can I get into next? So, that's what we're doing right here. I'm going to put another flagging system to draw his attention and away from this, you know, once he gets here. But he's not going to see this one until he gets right here, right, you know, where I'm standing, somewhere in here. And he's going to see that. I don't want him seeing that one from way over there and coming in on the backside. Or, you know, he's going to go straight from where he's standing to the flag. So we want to bring him right here to this one first. And he can see this one. So I'm going to stop it here and go ahead and kind of make my little cubby trail looking thing. Whatever you want to call it. And I'll do another video in a second. I had to do a little bit of adjusting on this pan. It didn't want to lock on. I guess I forgot to do it when we were getting everything ready. But there's another Bridger number 3 dogless with the expanded pan on there. This stake is not like the other one. I mean, it's the same stake. I put, since these are bigger or newer traps, I don't want somebody stealing them. So I put 1/8" cable because that's kind of hard to cut with just a regular Leatherman. You kind of have to have some cable cutters to cut it. I mean, if you wanted to, you could get this trap out of the ground. But I don't think anybody's going to try that hard. I also didn't put a retrieval system on this one because I don't want somebody trying to pull it out, because it's really easy to pull out with those retrieval systems on there. So, there. That's not where the trap's going to be, but you can kind of see where I cut it out and where I'm going to put it. And then I'm going to put another one right there where that one is, because it's kind of a natural funnel. I don't want him to get about right there where that trap is and be like, nah, I don't want it. So, I figure if he even thinks about coming in after it, you know, he'll either hit that one, or if he really wants it, he's going to get that one. I don't know yet. I may switch those traps, so this, I don't know. I'm going to think about it. Probably not. Probably just because that's a little narrower than that up there. So, alright. See you in a second. There we go. So, first one's bedded. And it's kind of off to the right. I was watching a video somewhere, and he was saying that 95% of the time his cats always hug to the right. So, kind of put it off to the right of a little funnel. So to make that little funnel, I just kind of took my leg and kicked it up in there a little bit to open it up. So, well, we're getting there. Alright, got it all finished up. So, flag. Do. What is that? What is it? Ooh. Oh, is it pretty? What is that? I want it. So, I don't know if you can see that. I can't even tell where my traps are now. Oops. So, flag. What is that? And I put a little bit of cat collector in my dirt hole. Let me see. Yeah, there's one right there. Kind of, I don't know if you can kind of see it, like, gave him a good place to step where it's not going to hurt his paws. I mean, they don't want to step on thorns. So, kind of make sure those are out of the way. And then we kind of funneled him in here. And then I got the other one. I don't know if you can see it in the shadow or not, right in there. And then shiny. And you can kind of see my dirt hole in there. Right there. Let me open it up a little bit so you can see. And I put my cat collector in there. And there we go. Let's see if we have a cat tomorrow. Probably not, but hopefully. So, there's that. This right here is what I'm looking for. I don't know if you can see that trail. But there's a lot more cat. There's a couple coyote tracks behind me a little bit. So, probably going to tuck up in here somewhere. And I'm not going to flag this set because of the possibility of catching the coyote. And coyotes kind of stray away from, here's some pretty good ones, flags. So this is just going to be real quick. Cut a hole, put it in the ground, bait the dirt hole, and that's it. So I'm going to set my bag down and decide where I want to put this. It's kind of hard to cover this trap up in the mud like this. So I got to figure out what I want to do. So there's a lot of feathers. I've been picking these up for bobcats because they're white and they stand out real well. So we'll find somewhere on the edge of this grass and put a trap in it. We'll get back to you in a second. See that coon poop? So, this trail is pretty active by just about everything. There's hogs. Absolutely love this. I don't know if you can see all those. But I did find kind of a cubby over here. kind of a worked in place. Kind of see it right there. I'm gonna just up at the edge of the grass, and I'm gonna use some Oki brand Vantage. And I'll show you that in just. Sometimes less is more. You can kind of see. I don't know if you can or not. It's kind of right in there somewhere. That's what we're gonna put in the hole. I'm gonna put a little bit of beaver meat in there. See what happens. Got some coon tracks. I'm gonna put one of those dog proofs probably up in there. It seems to be a decent spot. What I've been doing is, this water is really high. Normally all of this is just sandbar, but so I'm walking in the water, number one, to kind of cut corners. I don't have to walk all the way around it, and I got my waders on, so it's not a big deal. But it kind of hides my presence as much as possible. So there you go. I'm gonna put this dog proof in real quick, and I'm gonna bait it with a little bit of shad that I had left over from catfishing. So just gonna cut a little piece off and put it under the bottom. So I'll get it in a second. This is one of my favorite things to do. I went ahead and set a double. I'll show you the other one in a second. But is put those double long spring traps in the fork of trees, and then back off or block off the backside, and put a little bit of bait. I can't get in there to see, but it's up in that crevice somewhere. Can't really see it. And covered my chain up because it's got that shiny metal name tag on it. But that trap is pretty solid. And what I'm anticipating is they want that fish, so they'll stick a paw up in there somewhere to get it, and they'll step in that pan. The other one's really easy. It's just a dog proof. And I tied it off to the base of the tree and put a little bit of shad in there. You probably can't even see it. It's really dark. But the mice might end up getting that, and that one over there too. But again, covered my trap tag up, so I don't deal with them messing with it. But we're gonna move on now. Something. Tell me what you. I think it's otter. See the little. This is all water too. Like it just runs down out in the open. And this is kind of the spot I've been trying to get to all afternoon. But I want to get those beaver traps out of my bag because they're so heavy. And I got several of them. But kind of see the. Yep. And then my raggedy butt making a whole big mess in here. I'm going to set some blind sets. And I hope I can get that in solid ground. I might have to cut some new stakes right here, and like 4-foot stakes, and drive them suckers in the ground. But I think I'm just gonna set some in that little slide area, and not bait it or anything. Just I might put a little bit of otter gland lure to slow them down. Just like maybe that stick right there, just to like slow them down. I might double set this. I don't know. I wish I could have a place to drown them, but unless I want 200 foot of cable, it's not gonna happen. So, oh crap! I about busted my butt. So I'm gonna make these stakes and show you what I do. Now that I'm wore out, I have to step in this natural. Then, oh crap! I don't know where I trapped this. There it is. Woo! Can kind of, I don't know if you can see that or not. There's one. I kind of offset it to one side because I want to make sure I get a foot and not a belly. There's another one. I'm going to grab a little bit of otter lure. I forgot about that. And put it on the stick because it's right above the slide. And I was able to get those stakes in the ground 4 foot with that driver. And, whoo! They're not coming out. So, whatever we catch there, unless it gnaws its foot off, or it's just not a good catch, but it's gonna stay. That trap's not coming out of the ground. I did find something. It's kind of cool. Woo! So I'm going to get rid of my 3-pound sledgehammer tomorrow. Not get rid of it, I'm just not going to carry it tomorrow. I've got a lighter hammer I'm going to use. So this is like 8 ounces. It's really light. Kind of rusted up. But it'll work for, you know, cutting roots. But, alright. Ooh. Pick up my trash. And my stake driver and my hammer. The show must go on. I finally arrived at my destination. I've been eyeballing this spot for several months. And I finally here. You can see this big old caster mound right there. And it's a frequently used one. I can smell the caster just walking up here. Like I could tell that I was almost here through all of that. It's some pretty potent stuff. I kind of made a mess in my bag. Cable got all tangled up. I had to make a drowning cable for this. I don't know if it's going to be deep enough. I waded out as deep as I could, and then it just dropped off and I couldn't reach it anymore. So I drove the lower end, the deep end of the stake, about shoulder deep. I mean 2 or 3 foot. I'm hoping it's deep enough. If not, he's not going nowhere. There was a natural caster mound here and I accidentally stepped on it. I fumbled, got caught in the thorns. But you can see my trap right there. My cable runs out that way. And I'm not even really going to do a whole lot of guiding because this is pretty distinct. They go through here quite a bit. I put some of this Oki brand flat-tail frenzy on top of this caster mound that was here because beavers are really territorial. And this stuff is good. I used it last year and it was like magic fairy dust. Oops. I don't know if we can read that. No, my phone sucks. My hands are all muddy, so like the screen, my phone's all dirty and stuff. But so I drove the deep end out there. Drove the deep end first so I knew how long my cable needed to be. And then I gave myself about 1.5 feet of slack from where I was going to drive the high end, the bank end. Put another stake end on it. Drove it in the ground right in there somewhere. And as deep as I could get it and tighten that cable up. And I don't want to move that trap, but I'll show you what I mean by the sliding rig. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do this because it's not that hard to set this back down. So, where is it at? Where is it at? I don't want to stick my hand in that trap. So, I had to move some sticks out of the way because it was pretty thick in here. I'm going to go ahead and raise that jaw up so it's not going to get me because that would hurt. It might. I don't know. Where is... There it is. Oh, there it is. Oh, I can't get it out of the water deep enough, out enough. So, you're just SOL. I'll show you in another one. Alright, I'm going to keep moving because my wife is probably going to kill me because I've been out here long enough. But later, dude.